high key, it starts with sketches, scribbles, and vibes. That is good. Sketches, scribbles, and vibes. That's going to be the title of this. Today, I want to talk about my creative process for designing the greeting card collection, the So Curious greeting card collection. Towards the end of the video, I'm super hyped because I'm going to share with you the most popular cards that I have in the collection and then the least popular cards in the collection. I feel like we're going to get some interesting information from that. Hey there, beautiful human, I'm back. I made another video. He made another video. You know how like you make something and then you be like, am I going to make a second one? Do I have what it takes to do that again? I do. I'm back. Also, my energy is lighter today. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling peaceful. I went on a really long walk this morning. I sat and meditated. You know, your boy be meditating and getting his little feelings together. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I keep learning as an artist and entrepreneur. I have to like not care too much about anything. It's like I hold everything just like really lightly and loosely. My job is to make art. Y'all tell me what you like. I will adjust to make more things that you like, but also I'm just gonna make what I like and then you'll buy what you like. You're gonna buy some cards, right? That would be cool. Okay. Yeah, that's the intro. So what is the core message that I want to convey through the greeting cards that I create? Coming out of my toxic work experience, for me, the most important thing is to feel those emotions. It was like, okay, I went through this hard thing and I actually want to sit in that pain and fully experience it so that I can fully heal it. Like I said that on the other video. If you haven't watched it, watch that. It's good. Your boy is spilling his heart in new and interesting ways. I still feel a little uncomfortable with it, but you know, we're gonna ride with it. I'm gonna give you a little bit of me. If you like that video, would you put a comment or something? Just say, hey, I saw your first video, now I'm watching your second video. That would make me happy. So I come out of this toxic experience and I'm like, okay, I need to heal. The process of healing has been really beautiful because now I have gone to a new level of darkness. I have embraced a level of pain and sadness that I had not embraced before. And so that also means, and this is the gift, I experience joy in this new way, right? I experience joy way more intensely because I have gone to the bottom and felt the pain. It's like I went all the way to the bottom of the well, so then when you get out the well and you see the light, you're like, oh my God, the light is so bright and beautiful. I think people go through experiences and they stay in the hurt or they stay in the anger. I think you have to transmute those emotions into something positive eventually. You don't have to force it, you don't have to do it quickly, but I think there is a value deciding to choose joy. And I think that's really the point of the work that I'm doing now and why it's so important to me to make this greeting card collection. How can you focus on joy when there are so many bad things happening in the world? I love this question because bad things are always happening and good things are always happening. I feel like we're at a really interesting pivot point as a country. We have leaned into the fear and the anxiety and the stress for so long. And I think we human beings want to move out of that stagnant, stale, depressing energy and move into something that is a lot more authentic, peaceful, and that truly connects us with each other in a deeper, more meaningful way. And I will say this, it's weird because I love technology. Like when I tell you the way technology is such a part of my creative process, and I'm gonna talk about that, my creative process very thoroughly in the next set of questions. But like, I wanna focus on joy first. Yeah. Technology is meant to serve us. Like its job is to make our lives easier, but technology is also, it's kind of screwing us over in some really distinct ways that I want to discuss really quickly. The first is that in our drive towards efficiency, we are removing the joy from processes. Every business essentially is going, we need to streamline everything in order to make as much money as possible. And when you streamline these things, that means that you're missing out on the human element, the experience that actually genuinely matters, that that connects people with other people. And so the joyless experiences, they punish the people that are making the things, and then simultaneously it's punishing the humans that use the things. I think an example of that would be, you know how like you can't really buy good furniture anymore? Like it used to be like someone was proud to be making furniture, and like the person that was making this, they're putting a little bits of their heart and soul into making it. It lasts a long time and you keep it. But now it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to IKEA or Rooms to Go, and there's nothing wrong with IKEA or Rooms to Go. My couch is from Rooms to Go, and I have pieces in my house from IKEA. I am not fancy. I'm a very normal person. I'm not bougie. But we don't have people making those things anymore. And so in that race towards efficiency, the actual quality of the thing is going down and down and down. And then it's like, okay, I bought this thing 3 years ago. I have to replace it. Whereas the couch that my mom bought when I was growing up, you know, we still got it. Like, when I tell you this leather couch has stood the test of time, and granted, mom did put the plastic covering on the top of it for the beginning of its useful life because black, but like I can't believe I said that. My mom put the plastic cover on because, you know, I'm from the South. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, baby. That couch stood the test of time and is now, what, 25, 35, 45 years later. I don't know how long we had that couch. I'm not even 45 years old, and we did not have the couch when I was born. So, what? Let's say 30 years this couch has existed in my family. You're not gonna go to such and such store and buy a couch that's gonna last 30 something years. And that is one of the ways that technology is screwing us over. The second way that technology is screwing us over is that the algorithm is designed for retention, and it learned very quickly that the best way to hook people into content is to leverage things like rage, sadness, negativity, because we're more likely to watch the car crash versus the cute little dog. Even if you are the type of person that loves a cute little dog, you also will be very tempted, at the very least, to watch the car crash. And so our technology is using these algorithms in order to control our behavior. And that, I think, is the problem. The algorithm is slowly making us less happy because it's showing us things that make us less happy. And then you add on to that something like your streaming services. And so they're using that same logic that we're seeing on social media channels, and they're going, oh, well, I know that I'll get them to watch if this is a salacious story about somebody being scammed. But the problem is we watched 30 documentaries about people getting scammed. I love the Fire Festival movie. I watched both of them. I be watching all of them. The doctor that scammed the guy. I love them. But it's not good. And the reason it's not good is because it puts us in this mindset of thinking that the world is worse than it actually is. And I tend to believe that there are good people. There are beautiful things happening in the world. We just don't have a way to receive that information because the algorithm is not designed to share that with you. And so at the heart of everything that I'm doing, I genuinely believe that joy is the revolution. Joy is the revolution. Joy is the revolution. If we can get out of this fear-based mindset, we can let go of feeling as though we need to lean into the negativity, to share the negativity so much, we as a society will be better for it. And I feel like greeting cards are a way to connect us. So let me talk you through the logistical side of my creative process. I use my iPad Pro to make everything. I got my iPad Pro in 2016, and I started with just by doing this 30-day Instagram challenge where I was posting something that I illustrated. It was usually some sort of like positive affirmation or like some inspirational quote, and it taught me how to use my iPad more effectively. I'm thirsty. Other questions I can imagine that somebody's thinking is like, what program do you use? I use Procreate. It's a very inexpensive program, maybe $6. I highly recommend it. There are a few different things that are hyper specific to Procreate that I'll tell you. When I'm drawing, I use the 6B pencil under sketching most frequently. Secondarily, I'll use the Studio Pen under inking. Those are the two things I use the most to line my artwork. For shading, I really like Bonobo chalk and the artist crayon. I believe both of those also live under sketching. I feel like they're just effective tools to give a little bit of texture to the things I create. Every single month, I'm also gonna go through all of the different brushes and play around, because I feel like a lot of times I'll stumble on making new artwork just by playing with the medium a little bit more. So I try to dedicate a little bit of free time to exploring other things pretty regularly. Now, my creative process is unique. I always start every project with this intense level of enthusiasm. It's like, oh my God, I can do anything. I'm going to make the most beautiful thing that ever happened. I be feeling like I'm a Disney prince. Like, I am Aladdin ready to take over the world. I am Belle ready to read some books. Hype, just hype. And then I like make the first draft of something. And to be frank, the first draft is usually really bad. And I will second guess my skill set, because I'm like, this first draft is not giving. How you gonna give me this vision? How you gonna give me this vision to make this thing, and you gave me this skill level that's so bad? Like, why my skill level so trash? But then that is the process. When people say trust the process, that's what I think they mean. It starts off whack, and then over time, it gets better and it gets better. And the way it gets better is by iterating. A lot of the reason why I like working on my iPad is I can make an initial first draft of something, sit on it for a week, and then I can either recreate that same thing or adjust the thing that I previously made and make it something new and interesting. I did like a video recently where I showed like the first draft of something I created versus the second draft. It's just really interesting how giving yourself a little bit more time and space and separation from the artwork, it allows you to make something that is a little bit more beautiful and more interesting. Embedded in that, though, is also understanding when is it time to have something be done? Like, when have I completed the work? And for me, I don't actually need my work to be perfect. That's something that I have been really working on letting go, is like that desire and need to be perfect. It's like I am in my imperfection era. There will be like tiny little problems with my designs, and to be honest, I don't care. It doesn't matter. What has shifted for me is that it's like done is better than perfect. I'm continually realizing that my 80% is like low-key better than a lot of people's 100%. And so I am focused on publishing, creating the thing and finishing the project, because that's the most important thing. And anything that will stand in the way of me finishing the project is something that needs to be eliminated. Yeah, that's my creative process. So initially I made a first set of cards, and let me tell you, they were trash. They were trash. Were they trash? They weren't good. On a scale from 0 to 10, did I like them? No. Were they useful? Yes. Because it gave me some ideas on what I want to create, and it helped me to get that contrast that's necessary to understand what you would like your final draft to be. I'll show you those. And it's weird because like you might be looking at them like, oh, I like that, that's cute. But to me, they weren't giving a cohesive aesthetic, and it felt just a little more muted than I wanted my cards to be. At the beginning, I want to go out with a pop of color. I want to like have the phrases be something that is like a little bit unexpected. And you know, I'm not trying to build Hallmark. I'm trying to build something totally different that is focused on a type of communication that is authentic, true, and earnest. And yes, I do want people to feel good when they receive these cards. Of course, that's connection, joy, peace, love, harmony. That's the goal. But I'm trying to do it in a way that feels new and innovative, if that makes sense. Okay. There are a few things I want to do to make the text interesting for my greeting cards. I feel like the first thing is that it should be obvious what the card is for. That feels really important to me. The second thing is that it should be emotionally resonant. It should tug on your heartstrings at least a little bit. And then I think the third thing is somehow it has to make you think. That is always the hardest part for me. Like writing copy, I actually very much enjoy writing copy. And there is this really famous copywriter, David Ogilvy. I'm not sure if Don Draper from Mad Men is based on David Ogilvy, but like in my head, that is the fact. Did you watch Mad Men? Did you watch it? Mad Men was really good. It was a really meaningful part of my advertising experience. It came out around the time that I started my first job in advertising. I knew that I wanted to be a creative director. Don Draper, he was an anti-hero. See, this is my point. The technology drives us towards this feeling that everyone is bad. And of course, the anti-hero is the perfect example of that. I'm so sick of anti-heroes. Can we have a hero? Can we have a real hero? You don't have to be a hero that wears a cape either. I like the idea of watching content where people struggle with making moral decisions, but then ultimately choose the right thing. If you are a filmmaker, if you are making a TikTok TV show, can you please do that? Can you spread some joy and positivity? Okay. So David Ogilvy has these ideas around how to write good headlines, and not all of them are relevant, but a few of them are. The first one is know your audience. It's like understanding who you're making the cards for and what you think they would think is cool. In making this card collection, I am very much focusing on millennials because I feel like we grew up in this beautiful time of trading cards. We had Pokemon cards, we had Sanrio cards. We would give little Valentines to each other in grade school. I'm really hearkening back to that energy with this project and trying to give people a new and contemporary way to connect my illustration and art style as a form of communication for people to express sometimes complicated emotions. Second thing, David Ogilvy says you got to do your research. In doing research for creating greeting cards, what I did was I would go to different websites and like look up what were the different types of cards that were the most important, and then I wrote headlines tied to those types of cards. In this first collection, I tried to do the most obvious options, like a birthday card, a thank you card, a thinking about you card. In future iterations, I intend to become even more specific. That's actually the third thing from David Ogilvy. When you are incredibly specific, it weeds some people out, but then the people that feel like that card is actually appropriate to them, they're like, oh my God, you read my mind. This is exactly how I want to say that. And so like in my future iterations of the greeting cards, I really want to create a way to be as specific as possible. And then the final thing is that David Ogilvy says that you should write like you speak. I feel like my tone of voice is slightly different from other people's. The way that I think and write and speak is different from the way that other people think and write and speak. And so I want the work that I create to feel human. And so I just, I like write it down by hand, or I will type it in my phone. Because for some reason, when you sit down to type in front of a computer, I feel like words come out of my brain in this very like, I need to write a 5-paragraph essay for Mrs. Bafford's class. Mrs. Bafford was my history teacher. She would always say, the Bafford don't play that. But this is the thing. You would write these 5-paragraph essays and she would edit it for filth and be like, okay, well, you actually got a 79 on this paper, and you would have to make the edits, turn it back in to get the A. Oh my gosh. Hey, Miss Bafford. If you wrote the Bafford on the top of the paper, she would also deduct points from that, which is hilarious to me. I always be losing track because your boy's got ADHD. Now we have gotten to the juicy part of the video where we're going to talk about the most popular cards. Okay, so I'm going to do them in reverse order. So coming in at number 3 as the most popular card so far, you're the best part of being on this weird ass planet. I love this card. I literally love this card so much. There is this song, Earth is Ghetto. You've probably heard it on social media. I love that song. I think it is accurate. Earth is Ghetto. Earth is Ghetto. Earth is Ghetto. It's very ghetto. But I think like there is something about this feeling of like I am an alien also. I made this series of work that are these like really interesting aliens. If you have an idea on what I can do with this project, please let me know. I have no idea. But I see myself as an alien, and this would be the card that I sent to my homie that's like, I love you, I care about you, I miss you. You're the best part of being on this weird ass planet. The second most popular card. You're an incredible. I like bleeped myself there so I don't have to bleep myself in post because I don't know how to do that yet. Editing is hard. When you make a 30-minute video and you're trying to edit it down, you're like, what am I doing? Why is this so hard? Okay, the second most popular, you're fucking incredible. I feel like that's popular because telling someone that they're incredible makes them feel good. And that makes me happy. You are incredible. I'm proud of you for showing up. I'm proud of you for waking up. You woke up today. Like, can we celebrate that? That's what we gotta celebrate. I'm proud of you. You woke up today. Doesn't it feel good? All right, and the most popular card so far based on the number of purchases is Thank You Kindly. I feel like this card has a lot going for it too. The combination of the florals with the hand lettering is just like really cute. Instead of it being a traditional thank you card, it is saying something slightly different. It's like, I'm a Southern man through and through, and I like being able to put my Southern identity in the work that I create. I recently got a cowboy hat. Y'all, I feel like I am stepping into the Texas fantasy fully now. I think Justin is a Texas boy. There was this book I was obsessed with as a little kid about this boy named Justin. It's Justin and his fantastic biscuits, or Justin and his incredible biscuits. The premise is that this young boy goes to hang out with his granddad and learns about black cowboys. This little kid gets super hype about how cool cowboys are. And his granddad uses it as a tool to teach him to slow down and be mindful. One of the things he teaches him is how to make biscuits from scratch. The little boy makes the biscuits from scratch. They taste incredible. He does all these other things related to being a cowboy as well. He rides a horse or learns how to tie and throw a rope. But the culminating adventure is making these very delicious biscuits. And yeah, I've been reclaiming all the old versions of myself. I'm like, the cowboy hat is cowboy hatting. I like it. I like it a lot. So those are the 3 most popular cards so far. And then the 2 least popular cards so far. These, unfortunately, are so close that it's really hard to tell. The second least popular card is Thank You, Bitch. It has like flowers and plants. It's really beautiful to me. This is actually my favorite card in the collection, but only one person has purchased it, so it is not a winner in the bunch. Like I said earlier, my job is just to make the work. My job is not to hold anything too dearly or to care too much about anything, because I want to make things that connect with people's hearts and minds. Some of it will hit and some of it won't. Hopefully I can establish really good processes that allow me to push out a whole bunch of work really rapidly so that I can get even more feedback from y'all and understand what you're digging and what you're not digging. So I actually do like this card, but according to the purchases, y'all do not like it. The least popular card in the collection. Literally just says thank you, and it has this little green watercolor man. This is interesting. I am obsessed with the watercolor man. I do feel like just saying thank you is a little bit boring, and so like I wonder if that's why this card didn't hit. Literally no sales of this card. It's the only card in the whole collection that got no sales, and then the thank you bitch card only got 1 sale. So those two are definitely the worst in the batch. Sometimes you gotta lose in order to win. We got 3 winners, and then we got 2 losers. In the comments, would you let me know which card is your favorite? The best way for you to vote is with your dollars and coins. So like if you want to go over to shop.socurious.co and buy some cards, that would make me very happy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. You can DM me at JustinMadeThat. Also, you should sign up for my email newsletter. It's called Good Morning Sunshine. It comes out once a week. You can sign up at socurious.co. That is all that I have. I will see you another time. Bye.